together in this call. Pray that you will just be among us and may just your will be done. To be with the plans, be with everything that we put forward. This is my prayer in Jesus' name. Amen.
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 So I want to thank everyone for joining the call, whichever call it is. And one day I'll really learn how to do this thing properly. But until then, we'll just keep on trying. So I want to share with everyone a couple of. I don't even know what happened to my picture. Like my picture disappeared. Anyway, but I do want to share with everyone that I think it was a week and a half ago, Keen and I visited Berry Farms. I think we shared with everyone that that we had to find a new site location, and so we visited Berry Farms to talk with other leaders in the community. It's a different group than the group that we have been speaking with in the past, but this group is actually like elected leaders within Berry Farms. Residents elect certain folks to represent them, kind of like an HOA situation. And so we met with the Berry Farms HOA. I'm using like quote unquote. And so that was pretty cool, meeting those folk. It was I think Keen will agree, it was a different vibe with this other crowd. But the reason why it was key for us to meet with them is because they have a relationship with the Housing Association, DC Housing Authority, and because of that relationship, they can dictate what events take place on the property, on site. And so we reached out to them to see if it was possible if we could host Park and Praise on site. And they were very receptive to that. And as a matter of fact, they voted on it that same evening, and it was a unanimous yes. However, there's still one more step to go. So we have the full approval of the residents, but now the second step is to get approval from the DC Housing Authority. So early last week, I think it was Monday or Tuesday, we submitted additional information. This HOA, they asked for a couple more documents, so we provided those documents early last week. And I think they said, Keen, correct me if I'm wrong, but they said that we should know within a week or so, right?
They were meeting on that Tuesday. I went Monday, right?
Right.
So we should have heard something by now.
Yeah, but I'm saying when we met her, when the group of us met the week prior, she said it shouldn't take more than a week to get a response. I think that's what she said, but
yeah, I don't remember.
You don't remember? Okay, but either way, I think we'll know this week. I guess that was the whole point of that. I think we'll know this week whether it's a yay or a nay. But I do know that we had the full support of this particular board.
Yeah,
their full support. So that was really great news. We didn't shy away from the religious aspect of what we were trying to do, and they were still they still embraced it, and so I thought that was cool that we didn't have to hide our faith,
right?
In order to sell the vision.
Right.
Another outcome of that meeting, I didn't put it on the agenda, and I guess we could talk about a little later, but they also wanted to know if we'd be interested in using their facility to store diapers. And you guys can remind Keen to talk about that during the Berry Farm update part of the meeting. But that was one thing that they that they wanted us to discuss, and so that's something that we should discuss, and we'll talk about that later. But that's the big update concerning the site. That we went there, we liked it. We have pictures, and I'll try to send Keen, if you could text me or whatever your picture, and we could see if we could or email me your picture, and maybe during the call we could kind of show. I could do like a screen share, and I could share that picture so people could see what the site looks like.
All right, I'll do that right now.
Yep. Any questions about the site?
Not at the moment.
Okay, I know folks haven't seen it, but it's about half the size of where we were last year.
We're in the heart of the projects, those picture projects, and you're right in the middle.
Oh, I do have a question.
Wow.
Did they talk anything about like the sound control limitations?
We did not bring that up specifically, and they did not bring it up either.
Okay.
But they understood fully that this would be there'd be a concert.
Okay. No problem.
And I'm guessing because of the hours that we were requesting that it wouldn't be a problem.
Okay.
You know.
Even still, I think we still want to do. I can't remember her name, but I know a few meetings ago someone suggested that we kind of survey the neighborhood and let folks know what it is that we're planning on doing, to see if there's any way that we could address in advance any concerns such as noise and and all those things. I think we'll still follow through with that suggestion.
Okay.
Any other questions? Okie dokie. Yes, it is in the middle of the community, and and
Should I not call it the projects?
Huh?
Is that out of order?
No, I said the same thing you said. I don't know.
He's just cleaning it up now.
Yeah, okay.
That's what we'll be telling our churches. We'll be in the middle of the community. Great opportunity to meet people.
We don't want people to get like shocked when they reach.
Well, that's true.
Well, I think we just let them know it's a real urban area. You know, urban is usually the key to let you know it's the projects.
Just be aware.
Yeah, but urban can be, 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, K Street, urban.
I mean, it is important to tell people it's not where it was last year. Yeah, I know. On another tip, I guess some of the stuff really comes up in the updates, but I'll let Keen talk about security. I let him talk about everything. So Keen, you can talk about security.
Well, yeah.
You can talk.
Actually, yeah, I'd be interested since I got security. I want to know how much security I need to make sure I'm covering.
Yeah, no, it's a great question, and that was part of the discussion there.
Okay.
Yeah, that was part of the discussion.
Okay.
Columbia Union update. I'm trying to see if I can move through. Columbia Union update. As you guys are aware, everyone, all of our churches contributed in signing letters that we forwarded to our conference presidents. Our conference presidents then signed these letters, and the purpose of the letters was for the conference to endorse our request for money for funding from Columbia Union, from their homeland fund, and Homeland Fund is the pot of money that the union uses to fund domestic evangelistic series, domestic mission projects, if you want to, call it that. So we applied for that money in December of last year on time, and we did all that we were supposed to do. However, unfortunately, I received notification last week that we would not be recipients of the money. Specifically, I'm looking at the letter now, and it says, Brother Blackman, thank you for reaching out to me. I'm following up on the many requests. This is from Frank Bondurant. He's the Vice President for Ministries Development at the Union. Following up on the many requests received, and you are on my list to contact. Our committee met and discussed the funding applications we received. Whilst there was definite interest in the project you proposed, it was felt that it didn't meet the funding criteria and your request was denied. Our committee felt that your group needed a stronger and more definite tie with the local conference, and that any request for funding should have originated with that conference. With Homeland Mission funding, we work with conferences, not directly with projects. However, I'm just now learning about other funding that this project just might be eligible for. It is coming from a private donor, and I don't know a lot about it right now, but I'm doing some more research on that, and we'll get back to you as soon as I know more. And then he goes on to say, I understand that Berry Farm area has been in the local news recently. As I understand it, there's an attempt to revitalize that property, and in doing so, the current residents will be displaced and moved. Are you aware of this? Have you considered and discussed how this might impact your project? Please give me a week or two to learn more about any funding that your project might qualify for, and I will get back to you. So that is the letter, the email from the union, letting us know that we won't be able to get any funding from the union, but they are exploring to see if there are other donors who might be interested in contributing to the cause. And 3, we also learned that they didn't read our application at all, or else they would have known that, that the purpose of us identifying that neighborhood was because of revitalization efforts there. But with all that being said, our God is an awesome God. Huh?
That was a very canned answer. You probably just used a template.
Yeah, you probably did.
Wow.
You probably did, but
big jokes.
When I was telling some folks, I think Yannick heard the news first because he actually was the one that pressed me to contact the union, and I was sharing with folks that when I heard the news, to be frank, I was disappointed, sad, borderline. Like I was really close. It was one of those times I was really close to crying, because I knew how much that those funds could really help us accomplish our goal, and specifically those funds were going to go towards supplying diapers, purchasing extra diapers, and just knowing how critical that need is in that community, and communities like it. I thought it would have gone a long way to helping us accomplish that goal. But as I've shared with others, after talking to my wife and just kind of regrouping, you just kind of appreciate that one door closes, another door opens, and even considering that, that we had applied for a grant because of Latte. We applied for a grant that we weren't seeking. And even though we didn't do all the stuff that we were supposed to do in that grant, we actually won that grant. So sometimes, you could do the right thing and you may not get the answer that you want, and then the other times you could do it all, messed up, but another door opens. So I'm confident that the work that we're doing, that God is going to bless it, He's going to bless us, and that another door will open, and hopefully, uh, you know, uh, brother Bondurant, hopefully the person or the people that he's reaching out to, hopefully that's an opportunity that we can explore. But nonetheless, it just lets us know as a group internally that we have to buckle down, and we have to make up for that loss, in terms of getting our members driven about donating these diapers. And so I think at the next meeting, with that being said, I think at the next meeting, I'm really going to turn the floor over to Yannick and to Jessica Maddox to help everyone get on board, all of us, so that we know exactly what we can do as a group to make sure that each church has a successful diaper drive. And it's not a couple of diapers, but it has to be, we have to really go all in. And again, as I said,
Roland?
Yep, sure.
Hey, can I just ask a question?
Yep.
Hey, so are you guys still gonna be available to do come to a church and actually do a presentation, like if we set it up?
Yes.
Okay, because I think you guys might be able to sell it better than others if we. So I'm trying to set that up. So I just wanted to know if that was still an option.
That is still an option.
Okay.
It's still an option, and just give us as much lead time as possible.
Okay.
I know at our last meeting, Jessica Brazier presented a quick rundown of the fundraising plan vision, and one component of that was getting the message to the churches in a grassroots effort, or a grassroots style, and I think that it could be a great platform to bridge the two, the diapers as well as fundraising. Okay. So we definitely want to coordinate on that activity. But that is the update from the union. The update is really just to say no dough for ox. But hopefully something else comes up. Before we go to the Berry Farm updates, that's the BF updates. I would like to say financial commitments. Again, Jessica shared this last week. And going forward, I'm probably gonna I'm gonna reach out to folks about the agenda to because I want to make sure that if you have something on your agenda that you're working on, that you want the group to know, it said you guys could present it, so it's not me presenting. But broadly speaking, I know that that something else that we spoke about a couple weeks ago was the financial commitments. Initially, that number was $400. Jessica has challenged us to go for $500 each for each church. And so, with that being said, I don't want to put any churches on the spot. I don't like to do that, but it might be. But if someone else wants to put churches on the spot, that's your prerogative. But I do want to know. I do want to impress that at least a $400 commitment, that ball needs to be rolling. And one reason is because another financial commitment that Crystal is working on is securing some of the funds needed for the concert, and there's some costs associated. I can't remember, Crystal, how much is it? $1,400 that we need to mark down by end of May. Is that what it is, or is it more or less? I can't remember.
Let me look again. I don't think it's 14. I think it was 12.
Okay. Okay.
12,
Yeah.
10,
So
something like that.
okay. So $1,500 needs to be locked down
Are we still
by the end of the month. And
doing it through Seabrook?
you know what? The answer should be yes. The answer should be yes. I need to. We're working on with my treasurer because right now the online link is not available. So if you were to manually give it to Seabrook, then yes. But the online donation button is not there right now. I have no idea as to why it's taking so long. But the answer should be yes.
Okay.
But yeah.
I'm working on RPC. I sent another follow-up email today fund. So if I don't hear back,
Hey, so
call somebody.
so Roland, if our church is ready to go with the money, we write it out to Seabrook, or we transfer it over to Seabrook and just say Park and Praise.
Yeah, the memo line would be Park and Praise. It'd be for Park and Praise.
Okay.
Yeah. But as I said, I could take a hard check, but right now I have to figure out what's going on with the online thing. Yeah.
Okay. But you could do the online thing through the church's website.
Yes, last year it was up there, but this year is not. So
Okay.
yeah. So they just gotta fix it on their end. So it was up there last year, but not this year. So
Okay.
yep. But but by the end of the month, folks need to. So point is, everyone needs to be working on that now to secure those funds, whether it be 400 or 5. I believe from last week, I believe the request is that everyone pony up $500. That's the request. Everyone pony up 5. That's all for financial commitments. Presentation schedule. As I said, I'm going to be reaching out to folks about agendas. The presentation schedule, I'm saving Berry Farms for last. Presentation schedule basically says that each week, similar to what Jessica did last couple weeks ago, everyone's going to present whatever their role and responsibility is. I think I think everyone on this call pretty much has been part of Park and Praise for at least a year. So you're familiar with that process where you'll be presenting your action plan and receiving feedback. So next week we're definitely going to divvy up time specifically for the diaper drive, because that's critical. And if there's any other church that is ready to present, maybe we'll do health. I think they're ready to go. I think Brinklow's ready to present on the health plan. Then maybe we could do that next week. But we're going to do a sign up, and Luke and I will probably be reaching out to folks organically, requesting to see who's ready to present as time moves. Maybe just 2 a week or something like that.
Okay.
And with that being said, I'll turn the floor over
Hello, can you hear me? Hey.
Yeah, sorry.
It's Abby, sorry. A quick question. Being that the time is drawing closer, with you all scheduling, I just wanted to see or not if we're going to meet more frequently, maybe say in the month of June. Are we still going to do every other week in June, or we're going to go every week until then? Or when we start meeting every week? So that we can know how many meetings we have, because I don't think it'd be wise to still meet like every other week in like June and July.
That's a good point.
Are we pondering?
We're looking at the calendar. Looking at the calendar.
Okay.
Give me a second.
Roland, you there?
I'm flossing. I'm definitely here.
TMI.
So, are we gonna vote on it, or we're gonna go ahead and say yes?
Oh, I'm listening. I'm just listening.
Oh.
That was a question.
I don't know. I know. I didn't. I mean, I'm listening to everyone else. Huh?
Because he's flossing.
Okay. So beginning June, we want to meet weekly, or May?
Well, I'm pretty sure in the month of July we have to meet weekly. I'm pretty sure
That's
about
only 3 weeks out.
No. I'm saying there's no question about the month of July. So
Okay.
So we're talking about is at what point do we meet more frequently?
Do you want to do mid-June? Is that better?
I could do mid-June.
So the 3rd and 4th week of June, we start meeting every week.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have,
19th?
5 straight weeks of meetings?
Can make them shorter though.
Right.
As long as we do our job, it'll be short.
Yeah, last week was an anomaly.
That was 2 weeks ago.
It felt like last week.
It was so long. It was last week. Yeah.
So we're looking at the 19th, starting the 19th of June.
Okay.
It was a question.
Okay, yeah, 19th, 26th, and forward.
Although, okay, apparently the 19th is Father's Day.
Okay.
I don't.
What, y'all gonna be with your daddies all day long?
I mean, they don't know what they're gonna be their daddies.
Okay, so do you want to do the 12th, skip the 19th, and then go from the 26th on?
I could do that.
Does the 12th fall on one of the every other weeks anyway? Let me see.
Yes, it does.
This one. Okay, cool. So we'll just start from the last week of June then, if that's the case.
We're starting in July then.
I mean, if we can't do Father's Day unless y'all want to do a middle of the week thing.
So you're saying basically.
It's either because of Father's Day, we can either meet one of the days during that particular week, say Monday, if you will, because it's Father's Day, or which would still be the same thing. I started in July. I just do the 26th. So we could do the 20th if people can commit to being on the phone for an hour on a Monday night.
I say meet Father's Day, and those who can't make it can't make it. We just do the quorum bit.
Well, it'll be recorded, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Roland, did you get an opportunity to ask the other question I asked you today?
What question you asked me, Abby?
About meeting in person.
No, I was saving that for you. You disrupting this meeting, though.
You know, I'm gonna be quiet then. How about that?
Thank you. So we're gonna save all of Abby's questions to the end.
Because I asked the good questions.
Don't do Abby so bad, man.
Abby's question takes thinking. But to put it out there, Abby, introduce your question before we turn it back over to Keen.
You just told me I was waiting till last, so I'm gonna hold my peace.
Okay. So Keen, if you could discuss the Berry Farm updates that we just kind of previewed, security and the other one. I can't remember the other one, but diapers. I think that's what it was.
The fact that they were interested in being.
Yeah.
They want to be a distribution center.
Yeah.
They say they have storage space in the. Where is it that we met with them? It wasn't the office, was it?
Yeah, I think that was their office.
Their office. It's like a 2-level apartment, and there's also a shed that she said was behind it. So I actually like the idea. They were excited about it, wanting to have it on site and distribute diapers on site. She said that she would get. Did she get that list to you?
No.
Okay, she said she can provide a list of residents who had children based on age, so we can actually make it more um, what specific to the age of the child, so we can determine what diapers we need based on the age of the children. Um, Only, I guess, the hesitation on our part was, okay, how do we make sure that the people who need them are getting it and that they're not being, sold, But I think that we can work with it, that we can, find a way that we can, confirm that they are getting to the families that need to have them. Any thoughts on that?
So a question is, so what would be the downside of not going with the diaper bank that's kind of established to do that? Is it just that this is closer to them?
Um, I really don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it's actually no, it's on site. It's actually at Berry Farms. So I guess it would be less logistical challenge in, getting it back and forth. Um, Maybe it gives them a little bit more ownership.
But have they done this
Um,
type of thing before? Do they know how to do it?
I don't think this has been done before, but it doesn't mean that it can't be done. They seem like a capable group of people, but I don't know whose decision that would be. I guess the group would decide.
Um, I guess my initial reaction is hesitation, but I wonder if it may be helpful if they know that they're storing like say they have the year supply for specific people,
Hmm.
and if they're storing it for them because obviously they may not be able to store a year supply of diapers and wipes in their own apartment,
Right.
that they were able to, check out those diapers and wipes from the diaper bank on their behalf, you know what I mean? So that it's there when they need it and it's conveniently located versus, that way, we know that this amount went to this
Hmm.
person. But I don't know if that's
Right.
I don't know if that's what they're talking about trying to do already. Um, but I'm thinking more so in chunks, like instead of them getting the whole year, they get like, the chunks. So however the distribution is supposed to work at the bank. I don't know if we got that far, but you know.
Yeah, this is really preliminary, and we don't necessarily have to do it, but we do want to consider what they're saying.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Um,
think my question would be, what else do they do outside of that office? Like, what else do they run anything outside of the office in general?
that's a good question. I'm not sure. Roland, do you know? I know they have their meetings there. Besides that, I don't know.
Because I think it's a
Um,
good opportunity to build relationship with them. Of course, we have our reservations because, we're not going to be there to make sure that it's
Right.
being run properly. But I
Right.
wouldn't want to assume that there's,
Ex-
is there ill manner in it. I
exactly.
would say that we still need to keep our relationship with the DC Diaper Bank, and then
Diaper bank.
maybe even have them work together to where they say, hey, supply us with 2-3 months and we'll distribute it in this community. And also the good thing about DC Diaper Bank is that it will not only, I mean, I know we're focusing on Berry Farms, but Ward 7 and 8 consist of different low income housing, and I think it'd be nice to open it up for them to receive some of it, because I work in one of a different area where
Hmm.
my low income project is parkland.
Right.
So
Right.
if I had the opportunity to tell them, hey, you need diapers, you can go to the DC Diaper Bank and get it from the Park and Praise, like, registry, instead of it being solely for Berry Farms. I mean, there's a lot of kids there, but
Well,
like, I think it'd be better if we can allocate some to Berry Farms and then allocate some to other people who need it within the area.
I think we were talking about doing that initially.
And
That was
again,
gonna.
this is contingent on, we don't know how many people who are actually need in Berry Farms.
Right.
Hopefully to get that soon, and how many diapers we're actually getting. So
I think it'd be a good thing to give them an opportunity to do something with us,
I
because if
think
we
so.
automatically say no, they're gonna be like, they
Yeah.
don't trust us.
Yeah.
So I think it's worth a try, especially since
Yeah.
we're like working with
Trust.
donations.
Is a big deal.
Yeah. Trust begets trust. you don't want to work with somebody who doesn't trust you. And again, we can create a format where there's going to be some accountability. So just so
Right.
you know, we can determine who's getting what and how many when.
Right.
So I think I like the idea.
Yeah, I think it just comes down to having a system,
Right, checks and
and
balances.
then checking to see if that system works, because
Right.
in a couple months we may see that, okay, this may or not, this went well or it didn't, and then we just revamp.
Revisit it, right?
Mhm.
So, right, because I was also curious as to if I don't know if you mentioned that the plan was to use the DC diaper bank, and they thought it was better that they did it if they had feedback or something that they knew about why they thought it would be better if they did it.
I think their response to that was that DC diaper they didn't have an issue with DC diaper bank, and
Okay.
I did share with them kind of a breakdown of our relationship with DC Diaper Bank and whatever the model is that we use. But what they did share was that the way diapers are distributed is that they're distributed in very small dosages. So you would only get maybe 12 diapers at a time,
Right.
and and on a practical level, that's not very helpful. That is helpful, but it doesn't give them the full help that they would need as if they had a box of diapers at their disposal. If mothers had a box of diapers at their disposal.
Right.
Can I ask a question? What's the relationship between this Barry Farms HOA group that you met with this week and the group that we had previously met with? Because
Keen.
I think somebody brought that up. I think what's the relationship between the group that you met with, the Barry Farm HOA, like official elected group, and the one that we have been meeting with previously? Is there trust there?
Are you talking about Empower DC and
more the Empower DC branch, the Barry
BFTAA?
Farm, and then the Barry Farm Elected Association?
Yeah. So the relationship is a little bit. How would I put it?
Frosty.
Yeah, a little frosty.
That's why I'm hesitant is that it could be turned political, and that the elected official or the elected Barry Farms people can not give diapers to people who have caused trouble for them, and because we're not there to really see what's going on.
Yeah, that's actually a good point.
So that's why I'm hesitant.
That's a good point. I think that if we implement the protocol, I think we can obviate that as an issue. If we get a list of all of the mothers in the community with their addresses and age of children, I don't see that as a problem. I don't know. That's my opinion. Anybody else?
And what Keen is saying, kind of, it kind of segues into another conversation, which is the ties that we would, in order. I think the more that I've visited the community and talked to residents and leaders in the community, the more I'm inclined to believe that the what we're trying to do this year, it won't be accomplished by July 30th. And at least that's my viewpoint. And so what we're probably really talking about is making a longer-term commitment to this community, at least through Park and Praise 2017. And so what Keen, even taking what Keen just suggested as far as, hey, well, if we were to get a list of moms and there'd be accountability, it's like, well, who's following up with these moms? Who's following up with the leaders in the community to make sure they're doing what they said they're going to do with the diapers, and so that leads into a longer term project and relationship building with the community. And I think that conversation would definitely extend beyond the time we have allotted this evening, but it is a conversation that is, I think, that we have to have in terms of what we're trying to do. And if we're trying to, I don't want to say this in a flippant way, but we're just trying to, cut and run or do what we got to do and be done by July 30th, then I think the answer is we do it, with the DC Diaper Bank. And if we're trying to do something different, be there a little bit longer term, DC Diaper Bank may still be the answer, but I don't think the answer is as clear cut.
Yeah. And to be honest, I think that doing it, cutting out the middleman, even though the diaper bank is a great asset, I think the more direct contact, direct service that we can have, I think the better it would be for building relationships, like you said.
Yeah, but it also gets us involved doing stuff that we have no knowledge or skill set of, or lack skill sets. But
hey, I think we're all intelligent folk. We can get it. We learn.
The other thing, Keen, security.
Yeah, they brought up. I guess the concern was that we're inviting outsiders. Did you talk about that?
No.
Yeah, they're a little hesitant of like how widespread would this invitation, like our advertisement, be? There are turf I guess conflicts in certain communities, so they were a little concerned about that. She asked a lot of questions about the what did we call them? Marshals.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are they carrying weapons? What are their abilities? But so
does my security plan need that?
Huh?
Does my security plan need that? 'Cause I don't have no marshals.
Well, what? Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
I mean, yeah. Especially when you're dealing with.
We told her that you're gonna have good big deacons, and she laughed.
Yeah, she laughed at us. Yeah,
Wait.
It's a legitimate concern when you have large crowds. You don't know everybody who's coming together. We did say it's going to be probably mostly church folk, family, ages from younger to older.
Okay.
But what we will have to do, if we do get it, and it's in the likely event that we do get approved to have it on Berry Farms on their property versus the park, we can utilize the housing police. And then she's also suggested that we request 4 patrols from District 7, the police precinct. So she said they can provide 4 patrols. So
Okay.
I'm not sure if that would be us, right? We would have to request that. That wouldn't come from them.
Okay. So if you don't mind, Keen, if we could kind of talk through the plan before I even present it, just to make sure I'm capturing these things too.
Okay.
This is stuff that I don't have in there, so just saying.
Right.
I'm still Franklin Square.
Wait, who are you presenting to? Who are you presenting to?
Just being honest.
Oh my god. You guys are killing me.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's about it. Any questions? I honestly don't know if we will even need that much, but for them to feel comfortable, we'll go with their suggestions.
And I assume that will come at a cost. We didn't talk about it, but I when she said it, I assumed that there would be a cost associated with securing law enforcement. Another thought that I had, and I didn't bring it up with her, but I guess it's something to consider, Vonerick, is I assume that there are law enforcement officers at our churches as well, and something that I think is important is to get, and maybe this is probably the approach to take, is that on your team, Vonrick, I think
Mm-hmm.
you probably need some law enforcement folks on your team to kind of help you guys, you Metro, kind of
Mm-hmm.
think through what some of those needs may be, you know, and
Right.
Yeah.
So, and I think part of what well, I'm hoping that through also the volunteer effort that we can utilize law enforcement folks throughout the different churches. So kind of just, because I don't, one church ain't gonna have everybody. So,
sure.
That's
Are we
true. I know. This is Nadia. Sorry. I know New Hope. They do have police officers there, or people in security there at the church. So I can check around and ask if they'd be willing.
okay.
are we talking officially or unofficially?
No, officially. Yeah, we have
Right,
official.
because as far as the jurisdiction, that would be out of their jurisdictions.
Ah,
You
that's
understand?
right. Yeah, that's
Um,
true.
so
Um,
we're gonna
I
have
think
to.
they're asking for the advisory role. I think that's what they're bringing up. Have a cop that probably knows people down there.
Was that what
Well,
you were
Suggest
talking
to us.
about?
I think that's what they're talking about. Having a
not well. I guess they'd
no.
be
No, I
off.
I
They'd
guess I
be off
understood.
duty really, because they'd be still kind of
Yeah.
be patrolling or still crowd control, but at least they have a background in security. So
Right.
they,
Right.
as opposed to just, when you're on Franklin Square, I mean, you have deacons, but it's still relatively safe. So,
Yeah.
I think we need people to at least
Hey!
know.
We did security last year. Hey.
No,
No,
that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say that New Hope, they had the person who was running the security,
it was
who kind
solid.
of had everybody organized. He was, I believe he was an officer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
So
we
yeah.
we have we have. So that's what I'm saying. I can go back to them and ask them if they'd be willing to. I mean, since you guys are in charge of it this year, that we'd be
No,
willing to help you guys out.
oh,
Any
it
way
was
it can.
no, definitely. I mean, I don't know where I got the template from, but it's solid. It
Mhm.
was good. I kind of fleshed it out a little bit more, but I think I need some more depth.
Yeah, I'll see what I can find out for you and get some contact information so you can speak to them directly.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Thanks.
That's
Boom.
about it. Again, we don't really know how many people we're working with, so it really depends on how many people show up. And I guess it's really hard to estimate how many people are going to show up. That'd
So
be it.
we got to talk about that and more on another
Yeah.
call. But Abby, we're gonna turn the floor over to you for the last couple of minutes.
Oh, thank you. Um, well, I'm pretty much okay. Here it is. I wanted to see if our next meeting, if we wouldn't mind meeting in person, probably at my house for like brunch or something like that. Maybe at like 11, to like 1. I don't know what people's schedules are. Crystal looks like she got to sing somewhere. Darn it. Maybe possibly late afternoon. I'm not sure, but I have a class to be at 6 o'clock. But I think it'd be important for us to meet in person to kind of just talk over these details. I know these calls have been helping, but I feel like in person we could kind of flesh out just some more ideas and have people in person and maybe have like little breakout corners for people to like, Von Rick and whomever would have had an opportunity to kind of meet together. But if Sunday does not work for everybody, if maybe we can throw out a time for us to meet in person so we can have an in-person meeting, um, just to be able to just solidify where we are and keep moving forward with these meetings, but so that we can touch and agree. Also, you should have received the invoice from me for your shirts, and then at this in-person meeting that we are going to schedule, you can receive them.
Cool.
Does anybody
Okay.
else have conflict other than Crystal, who sings
What day?
everywhere?
What day is that?
It would be in what is the date for the Sunday after next?
Uh,
Oh,
ooh,
the
15th.
15th?
The 15th.
If
that one.
Okay.
Crystal, what time do you finish singing?
On the third Sunday,
Ooh.
I'll be done at around 12:30.
Oh, lunch then. Let me look at my calendar.
But please, please do not organize around Crystal's schedule. It's a
Are you
slippery.
you're a part of this thing?
It's a slippery slope.
So if we were to have a meeting, an in-person meeting, we can either do the 15th or we can do an off week if we want to do the 15th or the 22nd. I don't know, but if okay, maybe we'll send an email out with a
just pick a date
thing?
and
Rock with it.
That's how I do,
just
but
go
I'm
with.
just trying to make sure. Trying to be nice about things.
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll get with Roland and we'll pick a date and a time and a place. And actually want to be in attendance.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Abby. And with that being said, is there something someone needs to say, wanted to share before we tie it up?
Just keep Paulette in prayer. I mentioned it to you, Roland. What's going on with her and her family?
Miss Paulette is the house. Whenever folks go to Berry Farms, the house where the meetings take place.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hey, Roland, certainly will keep Paula in prayer. This is Jessica, but one other thing that we can work on is if all the church members can just, or the points of contact for each church could start thinking about when we can get on the calendar for their church for a quick offering update or a little brief 10-minute segment during Divine Hour. That would be great. Folks could just talk to their pastors or whoever their service managers are. That'd be very helpful.
And at that meeting, Jessica, maybe we can all get together and make those GoFundMe accounts.
Yes.
Jessica, is it you or Nadia that we should be asking about, or no, I don't remember. Getting other churches involved in the diaper drive?
This is Nadia. So yeah, I've dropped the ball, but I'm picking it back up. I've been out of commission for a little bit, but I'm back in the game. But my church, they do know about it. I just have to ramp it up now. So they've been told, our executive committee knows this is what we're doing. So now it's just I'm about to take it to the church and really push for it.
Oh no, so I was asking as
It's
far as
Jessica Maddox and Yannick. So Yannick, it would be the.
Gotcha. Okay.
Oh yeah, we have a plan. I sent it out to you, Roland. If you just want to review it, if there's any things we need to change, and that's a plan we're going to share in 2 weeks, probably more likely. And Jessica, I think she's visited a couple churches already. She came to my church. I think she went to Metro. Just to kind of start the initial ground swell, but yeah, she's been working on it.
That's awesome. I heard that as well, and I think that's great. And I think we can just hopefully reinforce the good work that Jess has already been doing. Get some consistency out there. See if we could put a few slides up, make it super compelling and official, and
yes, if
get
we can
people
get
to
that,
also give.
That would help.
Oh, you guys have been to Metro already? Oh. I don't know about
well, she snuck into TP too, so I saw her, and then she said she was going to Metro. So I was like, all right, I guess we can go to Metro, but I don't know if she talked to anybody there.
Yeah.
Oh, so I have access. So because I have personal ministries, we actually have a time slot right before Divine. So that's kind of what I was gonna ask if you guys could come and do. So if you have something, I would definitely want Jessica or whoever to come and if they could use that slot, because that's right before the church.
Please get the shirts from me before y'all do it. Please.
Yeah, let's get the shirts. I think we also have to get ourselves together a little bit and do it quickly, but we probably need a couple slides of shirts. Make sure we have our ask nailed down. so we can show things so people can take us seriously.
Mhm.
That will lend to our credibility, and people will be more compelled to give.
Okay.
But in your little spot at Metro, Von Rick,
Hmm.
is it a spot where we can also ask people to give, or could it be in conjunction with the offering, or is that typically not how it works?
So, for some reason, Seventh-day Adventists have given personal ministries a time slot. So I've been using it for outreach efforts. It's every third Sabbath, um, every month. So they haven't really told me what to do with it. I just do with it whatever I want to do with it. So
Rock on.
so I am
Good
so that
answer.
so that was what I was hoping. Eventually, I was gonna ask somebody to come and use that time slot. We just give it for this. So like I think it's like 10 to 15 minutes. Go up there or not. So
So I was just trying to when you guys are ready with the information to share with other churches, let me know. And I have some churches that worship on Sunday that might be interested in presenting to.
Yes, Crystal. Spread the
That's
love.
good. Thank you, Crystal.
No problem.
Okay, so I just want to make sure who is in charge of creating this content, because we all want it. I just don't know who's committing to do it.
So
Hey, Abby. Oh, go ahead.
no, please continue.
So Abby, and it's a little behind, but our fundraising team, which I'm still getting some more volunteers. I also know you sent me last week the list of I want to say two people, and I'm also, just for the record, all these college students returning. I have my eyes on a few of them. I'm going to ask them to help out a little bit. So in the next week and a half, we're hoping to get a lot of this together and distribute out to the team for a quick review, and just get our GoFundMe accounts, our slides, our roadshow ready to go.
Excellent. I just wanted to make sure that we all weren't just waiting on something and nobody was going to do it.
okay.
No. I think it falls under our team, but I think it's still a content team, so we're trying to also partner with them.
Excellent.
That's right, Roland? There's a content team. I'm forgetting the person right now, but
No. You're right and wrong and right and wrong, and that's another conversation for another. What, Abby? What's wrong with your face?
Nothing.
No, well, the short end of the story is that Luke shared with me some news about Wheaton, because Wheaton was going to be in charge of the content, or is to be in charge of the content, and so this week I'm supposed to meet with the pastor and his team to discuss it, because they have some competing interests at their church, and it's to figure out if they can still uphold their end of the bargain or not. So it's just to work out that detail.
good update.
I was gonna try to avoid that. I try to have these calls without anyone asking me any questions that I don't. This is why we have to end meetings on time, Abby.
Okay. Don't start with me, Roland, because I will bring out the clock again. Y'all called me a clock Nazi, so I turned it off.
No, it's 9:07, y'all.
All right. With that being said, Nadia, can you close us out with prayer?
Oh boy. Okay, sure. I shouldn't have made the time comment. Here we go. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord God, we just want to thank you for being such an awesome and wonderful God. Lord, dear Heavenly Father, we just want to put all these plans before you, dear Heavenly Father. We're just asking you to go for it and let your will be done. With this, dear Heavenly Father, with this project in Barry Farms, we ask that lives will be changed, that lives will be saved for your kingdom, dear Heavenly Father, and that we will be able to make a real difference, dear Heavenly Father. Lord, I pray for everyone who's involved in this project, that you will be with them, their families, that you be with them individually as well, that your Holy Spirit reign on us, and just pour out your anointing over us. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
Have a wonderful evening,
Wait,
folks.
Have a good
Abby,
week. Yes, ma'am.
I just wanted to tell you that your live recording is a good idea. I spoke to someone earlier who said they haven't been able to make the meetings, but they've been watching them afterwards.
Oh, I'm sure they've been entertained.
Yeah.